We back again. It's your man, King A.D.S. here in the Inland Empire in Southern California. Straight chilling right now. Wanted to connect with you and just do this all live and organic as I always do, just off the head, off the field. You know what I mean? And just wanted to catch up with you. This is, for people who either showed love or I connected with out there. This is a great place for me to share some extra thoughts on the side or things coming up or things that I find interesting or whatever. But there's just so much going on right now, and just to catch everyone up to speed on what I've been up to, again, as I always am, just staying busy in the background, getting the work done. Been doing a lot of mixing now and trying to do the final adjustments and tweaks on all these songs, and I still have more of them to go, and I keep running out of space on my hard drives, plural. And I know that there's some people out there, if you work on a computer with big files, that you run into this too, and it's so frustrating, especially when you have multiple versions of something. So I'm trying to get rid of things as I'm making new things, and sometimes I'm so busy it gets hard to keep up with that too, and I forget which way did he go, you know what I mean? And so yeah, it's been some of that, but I just been keeping up at it. I really like the way the materials coming out. I can't wait to share all that with you guys. And if you're watching this video right now for the first time, you see me for the first time, or whether you're coming back, please definitely smash that like button. If you've already subscribed, great. But if you haven't, definitely come on and subscribe and come on with me on the musical journey and the thoughts sharing journey, and just, being organic and authentic with it as I can be, and just coming with it, man. So yeah, man, but I can't wait to share all the new material. I feel like it's a different level of what I've been able to share in the past. I just like going upwards and forwards, and it's just a lot of good talent that's on in the production, and I got a few features from some people that I love, and hopefully I can get more of those in the future. But definitely like the material that's coming out of it. And on another note, and oh yeah, and trying to get rest. And on another note, hope everybody had a happy 4th of July. I was gonna try to get up on here and do a 4th of July video, but I was, like I said, I was in my mode of doing music stuff in the back, and plus in between that, I've been out there huffing and puffing, sweating under the hot sun. It's been kind of nice though, I can't lie. It's been kind of nice this week, but I was just, no matter what, I had my hands full with something. So time was the thing that I was gonna have the least of, but I definitely wanted to wish everybody a happy 4th for what that's worth. I just hope that everybody had good vibes, and there's no kind of drama or tragedy or emergencies going on around them on that day, at the very least. But big shouts to people who are going through turmoils. Like, immediately what comes to mind is the people in Texas with that freak flash flooding, which on another note is weird, because on a weird thought note, I saw like somebody on YouTube had a video, and it was talking about some, the people with the Alien Galactic Council and all that kind of stuff. So they were like, expect weird weather and things. But I, was chalking it up more into, yeah, expect weird weather, because, the solar events and things that are going on. So nature is definitely going through some changes. The earth is going through some changes. We're going through some changes. Everything going through some changes. But yeah, so, but nevertheless, that was a trip. Like, right after I saw that, then there all the flash flooding and all this kind of stuff. But big shouts, my heart goes out to everybody that's in Texas or in any area that's going through any type of disasters or any type of emergent states of emergency or anything like that. Damn, there's just a lot of stuff going on in there, man. But that's why we're here, to connect. And another thing that comes to mind is to give some big shouts out to, and sentiment of realness and love to, is the passing of Young Noble. If people don't know who that is, that was one of the members of Tupac's crew, the Outlaws, and he was one of the MCs, and was on quite a few songs that people, widely heard out there on the airwaves. And I actually, through my journey and experiences, path took me to actually getting a chance to meet those gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Quite a few of them. I met A.D. before I met Noble, and I used to run into Noble. Weird stuff about that is, I used to run into, after I met him, you know what I'm saying? Then I used to run into him in different areas, just out here in this area too. It would be weird, like it was like a homing beacon. You know what I mean? It was really weird. But all of a sudden, our paths would cross more and more. He'd be driving down the street. I'd be like stepping out, walking somewhere, and then I would see him like, yo, you know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? So we would, catch up real quick and everything like that. And I was hoping, I used to reach out to him too, like wondering what happened to the music and things like that. Like, like on SoundCloud and different places, like trying to see who's around. Like if I saw a post from him, I would comment, you know what I'm saying? Try to like connect and let him and give him a shout and everything like that. But to hear the news yesterday on the 4th of July, which is just timing, right? But just to hear that he passed away is definitely hits in the heart a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because tangible, you know, that existed in my life. And so that was weird to hear. So I was a little bummed out about that. Shouts to rest in peace, Nob, and shouts to his family and everybody in the Outlaw family and everything like that. And yeah, it's nothing but love, coming from your man King A.D.S. And man, yeah. So that kind of like throws you for a hiccup. That's something I didn't expect to hear. Also, the way that some people were bringing it about, that maybe it was self-inflicted erasing, right? But I just don't, me personally, it's only my personal feeling from what I got from that gentleman. It's been years, but from what I got from that gentleman doesn't strike me. I mean, things can change, but and that's be horrible, but definitely didn't see that type of character or feel that type of energy from that individual. You know what I mean? So just I'm sure all throughout time everything will come to surface, but also brings to light that if you are someone who is like they say like it's self erasing type stuff, right? Like let's just say if a person feels those things and can't escape that whole that darkness to find some sort of help or support system to make it through, and that's what that is there for, and I know that there's a stigma in certain societies or in things like or certain circles of what do you say, ideologies or what beliefs or whatever, but like nevertheless the truth is sometimes you need to get things out where no one's going to take it personal, and it helps you sort it out as well, you know what I mean? So you need to be able to be heard no matter what. I understand the importance in things like that. I wouldn't say it's everything, but I would say that I understand that. And if a person does feel like, at that point, then maybe it would be better to like maybe even consider like, I'll call some people that I care about or that care about me, and that, and to see how they would feel about you checking out. You know what I mean? Like, man, what would you do that for? You leave? You're just gonna leave us like that? We're not gonna give up. You can't give up, right? We get it, and it gets rough, and it can get a little bit muddy with the concept of that level of whatever's got the person down at the moment, like that kind of energy. Um, I've heard before from other professionals that every person has the capability of going to the lower places and feeling that bad, right? That's not like unnatural, in other words. It's just how you deal with it so you don't follow through with something like that. That's the key. Most people dial back from it, but the problem is when it just continues to go forward and build momentum. And now I'm not the expert, so I don't claim to be the expert, but that's my understanding. I'm sure there's way more to it, and I'm sure there's professionals that can lay it out, and they're great. But that's what I would mention is to go to the professional, right? But yeah, just nevertheless, unfortunate. Like I said before, rest in greatness, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Noble, young Noble from the Outlaws. You know what I mean? And man, this has been quite the journey indeed. And what else was I gonna get at? Oh, and then also to come back to stuff about the 4th of July too. I also saw the stuff about this other, I think he was an online personality, rapper, kind of host guy, right? But he's on one of these shows, these popular shows. I think it's like No Jumper or something like that, but it's really popular stuff. But unfortunate event there, definitely. Like some M80s or something bad, like really bad, and it just like did some terrible things to parts of the anatomy, supposedly. So it's like my heart and blessing go out to that gentleman as well. And I mean, we all learn lessons in different ways, and some of them are rough and grim and gruff. And man, that's a very tough way to go through anything. Lord forbid, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So I wish them a recovery that's beyond what people expect, but definitely people, I hope that you were safe. And always when you're doing something risky, be safe and be informed of what you're doing, and be very observant. Have some awareness, and or like as other people used to say, more fun way, if you're gonna do something stupid, commit. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go halfway on it. You gotta hit it all the way, so you can come out on the other end sort of unscathed. There you go. Right. But yeah, so I hope everybody had a safe time. I hope there was no disasters. I hope everybody's got all their digits and ligaments and things. And I hope that if people think that they're alone in something in this world, that they remember that they're not. Like I was talking about that in another video, that human beings, us, we seem to have a quality about us which has to do, it must be a trait of ours, something inside of us that causes us to self-reflect. We go inward at times, sometimes at not the best moments, um, you know, but we seem to um, oh, I got it. Sorry about that, but I messed up. I lost the thought for a second. But we have a tendency to personalize everything as if we're the only ones going through it, and we start to base our whole reality off of the experience that we're having or the pain that we're feeling. But then we personalize it so much that we won't let anyone in. But if we do open up most of the time and we calm down to, my opinion, I think that we find that it's not as bad as we thought, because we'll find out that everybody's experiencing something funky at any given time, of their own style maybe, but they're still all experiencing something weird, just like you are, so not to beat yourself up. And just I was talking with one of the neighbors earlier too. Amongst that sentiment is also, don't like, a person shouldn't beat themselves up for not knowing what they don't know. You know what I mean? Once you become aware of something, turned on to something, you can become more in tune with it. But if you didn't know that, then forgive yourself for not knowing. But you'll do something better the new way that you learn versus the old way once you discover it. So that's what it's all about. Keep the path moving upwards and forwards, and don't fall into the belief that nothing will ever change or get better, and that you're only suffering alone, because you're not, and we're all fighting for you, fighting with you. We're fighting through the same types of challenges, maybe in different ways, but we're all getting pressed. All of us are getting pressed. I think, and especially like I mentioned in the last video or the video before, like, especially in these times, you know what I'm saying? I think these times are just weird. There's just something weird about it. I know everyone's digging on it, picking up on it. I've seen other people's videos with that very title, something's wrong, and I'm like, yeah, buddy, everybody's starting to feel that little sixth sense that we seem to be, we have it, but most of us, I think a lot of us have it. Some people don't, but you know what I mean? Like, we got those instinct, the gut feeling, as they say, and all that stuff, and everyone's feeling something's like a little bit different this time. So, coming up, we'll see exactly what it will be. There's no telling, but we're here for a ride on the horizon, I tell you that much. Some people were talking about some UFO stuff, and they were talking about how you have these interdimensional type of beings or whatever, right, in this concept, and that the time period that we're in, whatever's taking place with the solar activity and everything, is causing portals to be able to be open. Well, check this out. So I know that I found this in one of the older texts, in a few probably, and pieced it together. And my takeaway was that I forget where it was. That it might be between Enoch and between Emerald tablets tablets and between the info of maybe the Gnostics, but each one of them keep talking about like realms and how things are ordered and they shift and how they're already set up. I think like I could be wrong, but I'm telling you, like I try it out, check stuff out. It's interesting, and that's all I like to do. Start a little conversation. You know what I mean? Share some vibes. But in one, I feel like what I got from a few of these things composite was that every once in a while throughout a cycle, right? A cycle, things line up, right? Things line up. They're saying basically at a certain time to where all the different dimensional realms that are known of seem to overlap in the same space, as some people would have expressed that, yeah, there's different dimensions right on top of the dimension that you're standing in right now, just that the frequency is different, right? Like, so that's would be like that concept. So when they line up, then it's said that the things that you couldn't see can see you and you could see them now. In other words, you could have been right next to each other and would never know it, right? But then the thing, they fold and they overlap, and then it's like, whoa, there's a lizard dude with big sharp teeth. There's a meth gator and he's after me. By the way, if y'all haven't seen the movie Meth Gator, it's some good, fun, like sci-fi channel. What would you call it? Like C-list, low budget, but fun and stuff. I love those kind of things, and it's on like I don't know if y'all have a Tubi or anything, but I think it's on Tubi. But there's stuff like that on there, man. But I'll be, oh my God, right next to me it was a meth gator, it was a piranadactyl, right above me, and I didn't know. But yeah, that's just a trippy thought, trippy thought and everything. But man, I like to have fun and get up on this camera and share with you guys and actually put forth the effort. It makes me try, which I learned to appreciate over the years. This is a different zone. This is a whole different zone right here. It's a different feeling, and I appreciate you if you stay for this video. And I hope that you have fun with me, and and I hope that I kept it real with you, or real enough. And definitely drop a like I said before, subscribe, drop a comment, show some love, let me know what's going on, what's the latest and the greatest. Let's function and elevate and activate. And till the next one, y'all, much love. And let's keep everything going on a high note in these trying times. And I know that we're going to be facing a lot of weird stuff. So, keep the compassion, keep your patience, keep learning, keep striving, growing, stay healthy, get good rest, eat good, keep your relationships good, you know what I'm saying? And communicate. Be vulnerable if you want to build these relationships, these friendships to last, all these things, good things. You're going to have to trust, and to build trust, you have to be vulnerable. So don't always give in to fears. Go with what's given, you know what I'm saying? And go off of that. Just go with what's given, you know what I mean? So with that, I'd like to share that with you and give you that, you know what I mean? So I hope that also put a little cool vibe in the air. All right, y'all, man, I'm grooving now. I'm back to work. Like I said, I've been going proof checking all this work that I've been doing. So I got to get back into that, get rid of files, move files over, all the fun stuff. It's all my fun, and you can't have any of it. I'm going to be organizing all the mundane, tedious tasks, and you can't do any of them with me. It's all mine. But yeah, anyway, I won't hog all the fun. Anyway, you guys, take care. Much love. Till the next one. Peace.